that all of our elected officials, our federal elected officials, are on the same page. That's news enough. But what? What got them all on the same page? It's the Bridgeton landfill. To talk about it, back by popular demand, is Don Chapman. Don, you started the group. What is it, Just Moms?
Yes,
right?
Karen and I did.
Just Mom. And Bill Otto, state representative, who has been spearheading this from the beginning. We should say, Bill Otto, you are running for Ann Wagner's House seat. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
What happened?
We got our Thanksgiving miracle. We got all four of our federally elected officials to introduce legislation yesterday morning.
All right, it's Ann Wagner, it's Lacey Clay, it's Claire McCaskill, and Roy Blunt.
That's right.
The four of them can't agree on what day of the week it is. So how did they all agree on this?
I think there's two things here. One is this is absolutely what the community itself has wanted. It's wanted for a long time. And the other thing, it's the right thing to do now with the landfill. The food reps up there, they're doing the work, they're ready to be on site, and they're trusted by the community. We need some trust in the community.
What did this bill that they introduced, that they all backed, what does it say? What does it want to do?
It wants to take jurisdiction away from the Environmental Protection Agency and give it to FUSRAP, the formerly utilized Sites Remedial Action Program, which is a program that's a federal program that's designed to clean up nuclear weapons waste across this nation.
Why does the EPA have it, and why can't the EPA do it? It sounds like that's what they're charged to do as a governmental agency.
There's two things here. The EPA has been working on this for a long time, and they're just
when you say long time, you mean like 25 years?
Yes, yeah,
okay.
Yeah, a long time. And they had a record of decision in 2008 that they abandoned very, very quickly. So there's problems with that. And the other thing is the EPA has to make decisions in concurrence with the people responsible, like Republic Services. Mm-hmm. That slows the process down. Republic Services is trying to save money, is more concerned about their bottom line than what happens in the community. That's a stranglehold on the EPA. FUSRAP understand they have the authority to go in and clean it up, and then send everybody the bill.
Is FUSRAP a governmental agency?
Sure.
Okay.
Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay, so it's all right. And what's their recommendation? What do they want to do?
You know, we don't know yet, and they haven't said because they're not on site. They're on site monitoring now. Next to EPA, but they're not calling the shots. Really, for the community, I think the important thing is to give them the opportunity to go up and for them to decide.
So you're hoping they don't get the same kind of roadblock or delays that the EPA
Right.
has been getting.
How long will it take them to investigate this?
Well, there's no reason to think that there's no reason at all. The EPA has obviously 25 years of data. I got to turn that over. There are radioactive pockets of radioactive waste that's on the surface over there. That's what FUSRAP's been working on in North County for a long time. They'll go in and start that cleanup, I would think. Start that, and then with the data that the EPA has and their expertise, figure out where to go next.
Representative Bill Otto, you know this. It's one thing to introduce a bill. It's another thing to get a bill passed. What are the chances? What are the odds? How much energy is going to put towards getting this across the goal line?
The folks that are signed on to this and this bipartisan effort is absolutely an example of what we'd like to see our government be able to do. And the fact that we have two leaders from the majority party, both from the Senate and the House, that are signed on to this, that introduced it. Of course, Wagner and Blunt are introduced it in each body. Then they have McCaskill and Lacey Clay, who are longtime members there as well.
Right.
That in itself should represent a real need, and it's up to them as leaders to ensure that it moves forward.
But no timeline. I mean, it isn't like, if they wanted to, they could pass it in a day. And if they wanted to, they could pass it in 10 years.
Well, not a day really, because I'm sure they want to have some committee meetings. They want to get some personal input. They want to just like any bill, they want to make sure that there's not unintended consequences here. If they do it right, it will take a while. Absolutely will. But can you imagine the message they've given that says, finally, we have a solution. We're working the needs of the community and the people, and moving forward with it.
Don Chapman, you're the reason why this legislation was introduced. You rallied the community. What are your thoughts as you watch this unfold?
I think that we're being told right now from EPA that they are just now getting around to characterizing what exactly the type of radiation is on the site. We are starting from scratch, in essential, even with EPA at this site, even though they've had it for 20 plus years. You cannot get any more from scratch than where we are right now. We don't even know what's up there and how much. So for us, You know what? I have to live next to this site, McGraw. Measure twice, cut once.
Dawn Chapman, how do people find out more information?
Just Moms STL. Go to our Facebook page, Westlake Landfill.
Bill Otto, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
The 724, Big 550, KTRS. Heating and cooling, that's your issue? Well, I got a solution for you. Gelmish & Sons, 314-99.